Everybody, welcome to the second session. I think the attendance is little thin, maybe due to after lunch effect, but I think quality wise we are still quite active, and we may start our second session, after which the final closing ceremony session or the closure session will also be held. So with these words,
So the next invited speaker is Rajesh Kumar Mohapatra, Dr. Rajesh Mohapatra. He will be speaking about lesson learnt from conservation breeding of Indian pangolin. Rajesh ji, please.
Dr. Rajesh Mohapatra is a biologist in our Nandankanan Biological Park. I think he is actively involved in breeding of the Indian pangolins. The time will be 15 to 16 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Respected chairs, esteemed dignitaries and seniors and fellow participants, I am humble and grateful for presenting the research studies conducted in Nandankanan Zoological Park on conservation breeding of Indian pangolins. Next. The pangolins are the most illegally trafficked mammal, and they are found in Asia and Africa. There are 4 species of pangolins found in Africa, and there are the other 4 species are found in Asia. In India, we found 2 species of pangolins. That is Indian pangolins that occurs throughout the peninsular India, and the Chinese pangolin that found in northeast India. And they have certain differences to distinguish them physically. The Indian pangolins have 11 to 13 rows of scale, and they have large scales on their body, and whereas the Chinese pangolins have smaller scales, and that may vary from 15 to 18 rows of scales, and they differ in the shape, size and color, and the external ear pinna is smaller in Chinese pangolin, and it's in Indian pangolin, whereas in Chinese pangolin they have a larger ear pinna. Pangolins are the most illegally traded mammals, and there are the recent reports of traffic found that Odisha is amongst the most. Odisha is where the most. Most of the illegal trades are reported in last 5 years in Odisha, and the Indian pangolins. Indian pangolins are the world's largest pangolin species. They have they have the long muscular protrusible tongues, and the males are usually larger than females. The longevity is unknown in wild, but we have successfully kept the pangolins in captivity. The living individual aged about 22 years, and they are nocturnal, burrowing and myrmecophagous in nature. In Nandankanan, we are keeping in the Indian pangolin since 1962, and the first captive birth in Nandankanan took place in 1971. Because of their secretive and nocturnal habit, very less is known about this species. Now coming to the conservation breeding program of Indian pangolin, the program started in 2009 with the center is established in 2008 in with the support of Central Zoo Authority, and it is being operational since 2009. We started with six pangolins, 6 Indian pangolins, so 3 males and 3 females, and presently we have 11 males, 15 females, and one new zoo-born pangolins. And this population includes 7 surviving pangolins out of the 14 births took place in the center. For their individual identity, we are tagging with passive integrated transponders, and we are observing their behavior in CCTV cameras. Pangolins are escape artists. They can find the smallest hole and escape through it. So, and they get easily stressed when they kept in captivity. We have to consider their biology and their behavioral needs while keeping in captivity. So we keep in these animals in soil substrate enclosures with enrichment materials like mount, dry tree branches, hollow wooden logs, large pools we are giving, and recently we have renovated, created a new infrastructure where we have movable roof so that we can manage to give them sunlight whenever there is a need, and we can close the roof during the rainy season. And for enrichments, we are also providing puzzle feeders. And while managing pangolins in captivity, we have to take care of the ambient temperature because it plays a significant role, and they are very much susceptible for pneumonia. So we have to, we are giving room heaters during the winters. And the pangolins are, because they are solitary, they are housed in individually, except the mother and young. And while studying their behavior through CCTV cameras, we have recorded their activity pattern starts around late afternoon and it continues till the morning. And in summer and rainy season, they have a biphasic pattern where the second part, the second phase, usually they dig the soils, and we have also kept the data loggers in their burrows, and we have found that the temperature and humidity outside burrow is quite fluctuates more than the constant temperature maintained in the burrows inside. That is the significance of using the burrow. And regarding the dietary husbandry, we are giving them Oecophallus smaragdina, that is red weaver ants. We are giving around 5% of the body weight of adult. It is around 550 to 600 grams of the red weaver ants we are giving. When there is, it is not available, we are providing them termites and hard-boiled minced poultry eggs as a supplementary diet. In wild, the studies in wild found the Camponatus species as among the major constituent of the fecal matter of Indian pangolins. Except that, there are other 7 genus of ant species found recorded in the Indian pangolin fecal matter and stomach content. As a source of alternative diet, we have tried with silkworms, mealworms, and but we could not succeed. They have shown limited acceptances, and we have also tried to culture the red weaver ants, which is not successful too. And we have collaborated with Zoo Zilin in Czech Republic and got this Granovit insectivorous diet. That is, they are giving for the tamandu and giant ant eaters. So it has shown good results as an alternative diet. And we have also hand-reared baby Indian pangolin with Royal Canin baby dog milk powder. Regarding the health care, we usually assess the health status based on the signs of sickness observed in the CCTV cameras by direct observation through measuring the body weight and detailed physical examination and photo documentation we did. Whenever they are sick, we go for medical veterinary interventions. And when we get rescued pangolins, they are mostly in the compromised health condition. They are dehydrated, they are anorexic, and they also infested with ticks. So recently we have developed our healthcare facilities so that we can take care of the critically ill Indian pangolins. We have, because they are covered with scales in the entire body except the ventral portion, it's quite difficult to collect the blood, to examine them, to give them fluid therapy and all. So the anesthesia dose, the hematological parameters and fluid therapy, the tube feeding, everything has been, the protocol has been standardized based on the pangolins available in Nandankanan. And the Center for Wildlife Health and Zoo Laboratory also plays a significant role in diagnostics of molecular and microbiological diagnostics. The study, the samples collected from the captive individuals and the rescued pangolins we got, we have processed for bacterial isolation of bacterial fauna, and we have successfully isolated 21 bacteria out of it, and except besides they have ectoparasite infestation, that is Amblyoma javanense, it's a tick, and for gastrointestinal parasite they have strongyles and strongyloids. For that we go for regular deworming procedure. And regarding the breeding process, the males have a short conical genitalia, whereas the females have a vulva. You can see on the top. And till date, 14 Indian pangolins have been taken birth in the Pangolin Conservation Breeding Center at Nandankanan. Mating behavior includes the flehmen and repetitive mounting that lasts for 2 to 5 minutes. And all birth instances, there is only one birth, the litter size is one birth took place. And the neonate usually weigh 160 gram to 235 grams and measure 25 to 30 centimeter in length. And the pangolin mother spent significant time carrying the baby inside the burrow. And the interesting thing is the gestation period varies significantly from individual to individual. That is around 8 months 9 days to 10 months 6 days. That may be because of the late implantation. And the interbirth interval usually varies from 2.5 years. We have, as a pilot study, we have released one pangolins. We have tagged them with the available transmitter, VHF transmitter available with us. We have procured for gharials, but we managed to tag them. It was released in Nandankanan Wildlife Sanctuary, but after 1 week of tracking, it went to nearby villages, so we have to bring it back. So recently we got 5 more transmitters specially designed for pangolins. So this will be helpful in tagging and tracking the other individuals whenever there is a need. Major conservation challenges includes illegally trade and traditional medicine practices and their monitoring to track the trade route and all. And besides the awareness about the biology to the public, the field staff and judiciary is also need to be carried out. And the limited ecological studies and the detection of pangolin signs also needs more work. And thus, we have published one guideline for rehabilitation of Indian pangolins, but more work has to be done. And the study in the center has contributed to the IUCN guidelines for first responder for short-term care of confiscated pangolins. With all these things, still we need more studies to focus on the challenges faced in for long-term care, long-term monitoring. And the center is the only conservation breeding center for the species in the globe. So there has to be more participating zoos and working for the conservation breeding of Indian pangolins. That will be very much helpful for going ahead with the conservation breeding program. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Mohapatra, for your nice talk. I think it is mostly based on, I feel, on your day-to-day field experience.
Yes, sir.
And of course with some theoretical observations and readings and all this. Any questions? We can go for 1 or 2 questions maximum.
Sir.
Yes, anybody? You
Sir.
can.
They are trafficked for their scales and meat. The meat is considered as a delicacy and a status consumption, whereas the scales are used for traditional medicine practices. Mostly they are used in Chinese traditional medicine, but there are cases and instances in India, even in Odisha, where the people are using the scales for curing piles and all, but the scales are made up of alpha and beta keratin, that is similar to our fingernail and hair. So they do not have any scientifically proven medicinal values.
And they are also used for rheumatism, I think, in Odisha.
Yes, but
Mostly. Not
they
only
could be
piles.
considered as a
Yeah.
superstitious belief.
Superstitious.
Yes, sir.
Anybody? As a Dr. Mohapatra, you can correct me. I think 2 days back I was reading somewhere
Yes, sir.
that this is pangolin is illegally traded, in the most illegally traded in the world. It is 20% or something like that. Is it correct?
Sir, it is
Almost
considered
all
as the most illegally
illegally
traded
traded
mammals in the world.
World.
And, sir,
Okay, I think. Okay, thank you, Dr. Mohapatra.